Okay, so hello YouTube, my name is Vlad, and what I have in front of me is this Lenovo, which is model G770. And I will be disassembling it and changing this back cover. Also, I'll be showing you how to clean the thermal paste and thermal pads, if there are any. So let's begin. First of all, I will be showing you how actually piss poor design this laptop is, well, when it comes to well, hinges and whatnot. Now the squeaky noises that you hear is the fit ball I'm sitting on. I quite like it. Now take a look at this. This is a 17-inch laptop. This is the brand new back cover. Take a look at the quality of the plastic. I'm actually afraid to press this thing. And take a look at how little plastic there actually is and how small the distance between these two screws is. In here and even in here. Seriously, this is a recipe for disaster. It truly is. Anyway, let's get on with the disassembly. So, if there are any screws of a different size, I will be telling you. But this is Lenovo, and I do not think that there will be any. Now this thing has already been repaired, I guess, on multiple occasions. Why, I'm not quite sure. There is a metal part in here which you just press downwards, and the DVD drive should pop out. Yes, and it reveals two more screws, which will be smaller ones. And I will be placing them on my DVD drive, just so that I know where they belong. Okay. So after removing all of the obvious screws, I will be removing this thing. There are two more screws in here, and the keyboard is drawn in here and in here, so these all need to be removed, and in here as well. So all of the screws, even for the keyboard, are of the same size. One more in here. Now let's remove the plastic. This is a bit brute force-ish, I guess, but we need to do it that way. And if you wish to clean your fan, you can do it by removing these two screws and these two screws, and that should do the trick. Okay, now let's remove these four screws. Now, since I will be removing actually motherboard and everything, first of all, I will be disconnecting antennas from my wireless card, because this thing obviously needs to be removed. I'm disconnecting the power connector in here. And I will be removing the hard drive. Yeah, there are only two screws that hold the hard drive, and you just pull it. Okay. And there are a couple of more screws in here, so one in here and one in here, and that should probably be it. Oh, and I do need to remove the wireless card as well, since it is held on plastic. So yeah, even this one that goes in here is of the same size, so there is really no point in well, putting them in separate piles. This thing needs to be removed, you just push it. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is open the laptop. Oh, this is falling apart big time. And remove the keyboard. And how to remove the keyboard, I have no idea. So let me show you where to push the keyboard, or where I am pushing the keyboard. There is this little metal part. Now pushing it on this side, and as you can see, this thing is actually coming out. You need to wiggle it a bit, but after you do that, you can actually remove the keyboard. Okay. and you have a connector in here which you just pull up. Okay. And this keyboard is actually glued, so I need to unglue it to this. So there are a couple of more screws that hold the top cover, 1, 2, 3, and in here is, under this Lenovo protective sticker, is one more. So this thing has obviously never been opened. I kind of wonder why is this thing in here then. This is actually a sticker that you get when you send a thing for repair. Anyway, let's remove this cable and just push it. Okay, oh, come on, there you go. Okay, this one in here, just pull it to the right, pull this one to the right as well, and let's unscrew this. And basically, top cover should be removed, and we should be ready to, well, remove the motherboard. And one in here. Okay, let's see if I can pull this thing up. Okay. Okay. And there you have it. This thing has actually been removed. The problem with this thing falling apart is, as you can see, is it can actually, well, destroy the monitor cable. And I will be actually removing the monitor cable from underneath in here. Okay. And once I remove that, I can actually remove probably the Wi-Fi cables. And I can remove this thing. But before I remove it, I should probably, keyword probably, unscrew this thing. This is a very bad design, it truly is. This thing is made to break. So as you can see, both sides broke, so, and this is not due to hinges but due to bad design. Lenovo actually has good hinges, but this is just too big screen to be held by such small space. Anyway, I removed these two and these two. Okay, so first of all, let's remove this thing. This thing is held by one screw in here. Let's place this thing in here, and let's remove this thing. So, and it's cool how the only thing that's actually everything is being held by one screw. That's not too good. So let's remove this thing. Let's remove this thing. And as I've said, I will be removing this switch at on, since this one does not have that. I mean, I guess it is okay to be always at on, but I don't know. Okay. So the next thing I will be removing is actually Bluetooth. As you can see, it goes in here. But this thing actually should come second because there are speakers that go in here. So I'll first remove the speakers and then Bluetooth. I don't like this design. It's overly complicated for no reason. Okay. Now let's place this thing in here. You can just follow where the wire goes. Unfortunately, I need to remove the switch one more time because, yeah, this wire goes through here. Well, why? I truly need to ask why. Let's complicate without a reason. I'm kind of surprised that this thing does not have a LAN on and off switch. as I have actually, I just need to put this wire back through here. I don't see a particular reason for any of this thing, I mean as a design, but okay, I guess. Keyword guess. Anyway, let's remove the Bluetooth. You just press this thing downwards and this one downwards and pull it up. And it should go in smoothly. Okay, now I can actually put this thing back as well. So, some tweaking later, and this thing actually seems to fit, and I needed to use this thing. Now let's see whether this thing will actually fit or not. And I screw this thing in. Bloody Lenovo, and this is actually genuine replacement. Yeah, so far so good. Seriously. Okay, let's disconnect this thing and unscrew it. Okay, this is SATA, and there is only one screw in here. Well, it is everywhere. They are saving on screws big time. Okay, now the last thing left for me is actually to, well, move the motherboard. So there is one screw in here. Let's see, these are smaller screws. Okay, one in here. There might be 4 or 5 screws, I believe. Okay, so yeah, as said before, I do need to remove this wireless card. Okay, this thing will probably set motherboard free. Okay, just a second. So, 1, 2. I do need to remove the fan as well, I guess, because it's hold on to the motherboard, or hold on to the plastic. Let's see whether I can remove. Seriously, I need to remove the heatsink in order for me to remove the motherboard. That's the biggest BS ever. Let's see if I can actually remove it just by sliding it. I can. Okay. So there you have it. Everything is actually held by well, 2 screws. Okay. So let's try to slide in the motherboard. Now, if you do not know how to do this, please remove this thing. But I just remember that I've actually changed the thermal paste and pads and whatnot, and I won't be doing that. Okay. Okay, repeat. Now there you have it. This went rather well, or better than expected, I guess. So, I am connecting the SATA in here, this one in here as well. I don't like these connectors because, although I do have to, now I just remembered there is one more thing I need to remove, which is quite important, and that is the power connector, which is quite needed, I guess. Okay, so let me place this thing in. This thing is actually a bit easier to put in when the motherboard is not on, but anyway. So this thing goes down here, quite easy actually. So down here, it goes down here, and this should probably do the trick. Okay, it truly does the trick. So let's put back those 2 screws in, which go in here, and one goes down here. So you can actually see the arrows. Let's connect the speakers, this thing, and let's connect the Bluetooth. Somehow, yes. Okay, alright. And regarding the connectors, I think this is everything. I can actually place the LCD back if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm not. Okay. And now I can put everything back in, which is awesome. Again, this is a very bad design. Especially since this thing goes when the hinges go. I don't know, you be the judge. So, sorry, 2 screws in here where the hinges are. I'll be showing you that in a second. So, as I've shown you before, 2 in here and 2 in here. Now we can actually move these wireless card cables, and they should go, where should they go? Somewhere around here, yes. So they're going in here, in this hole, and I need to connect the display, and I think I can actually, yeah, I can actually move it, place it anywhere. Okay. But again, the display goes through here, through there, I guess. So yeah, I can place the top cover back. Design of this thing is, I would say, less than impressive. Just final check to see if everything is connected. This is, yeah, I won't be talking about the cable. Okay. This thing is so benty. I mean, everything is in place, but now let's close this thing and let's try to screw this thing back to pieces. So, as I've said before, all of the screws are of the same size, so this should fit neatly. But yeah, I mean, this is the keyboard probably. Okay. Although to be honest, it does not look like a keyboard. So now I'm actually placing the all of the screws back, and I won't be able to screw some of them because, well, everything fell apart. But unfortunately that is not my, I would say, problem. I'll probably need to replace the top plastic, and the entire repair would be more expensive, which in my opinion might not be worth the money. This thing is a borderline repair anyway, so okay. Now I'm just curious to see whether this thing will actually bend or not after I screw everything back. Okay. But that's okay, so far the only one screw fell apart, so I kind of like that. I like that a lot, actually. This thing means that this thing will be, well, that it won't fall apart so easy anyway. And I will have to turn it on just to see whether this thing works or not, but I think it should. So now I'm placing my LAN card. Sorry for the camera angle, but my table is quite small, and well, I will be moving to a new location. Well, new location, old location, but yeah, what can you do? So, 4 screws in here. Okay. So yeah, as you can see, even the top part is falling apart. Well, the quality of Lenovo. You know, in their end user license agreement, they actually tell you that they have a right to use refurbished components in their new laptops. So basically, you buy a new Lenovo and you get, I don't know, old BIOS chip or something like that. Now I guess old BIOS chip is irrelevant, they hardly break, but that's not the issue. I mean, you bought a new thing and they gave you something that has already been used. And I can tell you right away that they did not lower your price because of it. Now they are saying that they are doing this because they are going green, but yeah, if that truly was the reason, they would probably give it to you cheaper, right? So white one, black one. Okay. I do need to connect the power supply as well, and the LCD obviously. So power supply, hard drive, and just push it inside, 2 screws back. And I have no clue where my DVD drive is. Oh, there it is. These 2 screws are going here where the DVD goes. DVD goes in there. Okay, couple of more screws. Keyword couple. This thing holds the keyboard. Keyboard as well. This one goes, I believe, where the fan goes. No. The white one goes where the fan goes. My mistake. Okay. Let's connect the display. This thing is actually quite easy to connect. And there are 2 more screws that I have. Let me see, one is in here, which broke. And the other one could, yes, easily go in here where the keyboard goes. And there are no extra screws, which is always nice. Now I did actually, good idea would be if I turn this thing on, but I do believe it will work. There is no reason not to. Although, let's be fair, there is always a reason for something not to work. Just a second. Okay, and one in here. And that is it. I might be actually trying to, yeah. So there you have it. This is the entire laptop assembled, and let's see whether it will turn on or not. I think it will. Yeah. Beauty. Anyway, if you like this video, click like. If you didn't, click dislike. And until the next time. Bye.